Hello subscribers, non-subscribers, followers. So I'm back with another Shein haul. It's been a while. I wanted to make sure I had enough stuff to show you guys before I actually did this haul. But I want you guys to stay tuned. I have about 3 bags this time, give or take. I want you guys to stay tuned until the end because I have a shocking surprise for you. A warning actually. But stay tuned and let's get started. Alright guys, so let's start with the first outfit. So I'm not gonna lie to you, I thought this would not fit me, okay? Because lately things with Shein have been hit or miss. So if you ever watch my previous videos, I always say not all 0XLs on Shein are created equally, and that is the truth. But this is a 1X, which is equivalent to a size 14 on Shein. Now I can sometimes go with the 0XL, but this time I decided to size up given the recent issues that I've had with them, okay? But this is a 1X, which is equivalent to size 14 for reference. I'm roughly about 220 right now. I might be a little bit less because I've been losing a little bit more weight. My measurement up top is about a 46. The middle, the waist is about a 36. Bottom is about a 46. So it doesn't look like it. So that's your reference, and my height is 5'9.5". So anyway, let's get to the details of the dress. This is a leopard sequence. I'm going to go up close so you guys can see. Leopard sequence dress, okay, halter style. So you guys can see the detailing. All right, I'm going to move back so you guys can see the length. All right, so if you like sequence and you like leopard, this is the dress for you. And I'm going to turn it around so you guys can see the back. Your whole entire back will be out. So if you have any qualms about your back fat, this is not the dress for you. But what I like about this dress, I don't know if you guys can see, my hair is kind of in the way. The straps are long, so you have a lot to work with. You know, if you want to pull it up higher or tighter for more support, that's the beauty of this dress, is it has long straps. Okay, so that's really about it. I mean, honestly, I didn't think this would fit because of the issues I've had lately with Shein, but this is a 1X, size 14, and you guys can see the length. Beautiful. I will be wearing this when we go to Vegas next year, so I'm gonna kind of savor it and try not to wear it until then. All right, so let me give it a little whirl so you guys can see once again. I got a little booty going on back there. A little something. Anyway, I've been working out a little bit lately. All right, guys, on to the next outfit. All right, guys, so this is a mandarin dress. One of the two that I ordered off of Shein. Now, I've always loved mandarin dresses, but I just haven't ordered, or mandarin shirts even. I just haven't bothered to order one in a while because, you know, people get so offended these days. Cultural misappropriation, appropriation, not directed at me per se, but just in general. But anyway, let's cut to the chase, all right? So this is a mandarin dress. Again, this is a 1XL, a size 14. So this is the very strange thing. Okay, so I cheated a bit and I tried on the other mandarin dress, which is, well, I'll just go ahead and tell you guys, it's a 0XL. The fit up top seems to be a little bit better on this 14. And there's, in the sense that I could just slip it on over my head, whereas the other one I had to unbutton the buttons first. However, this one is very short. So, you know, if you bend over, people will see all your canals, your valleys, your orifices, all that stuff. So just, I want to let you guys know, I want to be transparent with you guys. This is very short, and if you're not comfortable with dresses that are ultra short, don't wear this, okay? But it's a nice dress otherwise. It's just you have to keep pulling it down. Okay, so it has this little detailing with the buttons. Obviously you can button this, but I just chose to leave it open because sometimes these buttons on mandarin dresses are a struggle. Okay, so just so you guys can see how short it is, let me turn around. All right, it's right there, right at the end of your butt cheek. So I'm going to personally wear pantyhose with this. I don't want to, but you can't bend down. Don't bend down. And I'm 5'9.5", so maybe if you're shorter, it might fit a little longer. But if you're a tall lady like me, it's going to be short. Just letting you guys know. You'll see the other one. The other one I will not wear with pantyhose, but this is it. This is the detailing, red and black. Okay, mandarin dress. See how short it is. You see the back. It has great coverage in the back. It's just really short. It's like a shirt. All right. Anyway, on to the next one. All right, guys. So I'm back with the other mandarin dress. Okay. Now this is a 0XL. This is a size 12, and it actually fit. I got a notification at the wrong time. Okay, good. It's gone. So now, just so you guys can see the difference, all right, they both have dragons, but the cut in the front is different. So this is kind of a scoop neck with your traditional, buttons that you see on a mandarin dress. This has an opening right here. So warning, this is not the warning that I initially spoke about in the beginning. This is another warning concerning this dress, is you don't want to pull it too much. I know you might not want to show your assets, but if you pull it down too much, you're going to show the boobage. I mean, like, we're already showing boobage, but you're going to really show the boobage if you pull it down all the way because of the way the dress is designed. So let me get up close so you guys can see. Okay, this is really sexy, but because my fingers, I don't know, are very awkward. This is even without the nails. I had to have my husband help me with this button. Yeah. So that's just something I want to let you guys know. But I like it. So crazy thing is, I haven't had to pull this one down as much as this one, which is larger. But I guess it's the material. It is still really short, but it doesn't ride up as much as this other mandarin dress is in a size 14. It has this little split detailing. Okay, so you guys can see this is very sexy. And I'm gonna take this to Vegas too. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this around. All right, and for reference, as I said before, I'm about 220. I might be a little less right now because I'm trying not to obsess over the scale, but I might be a little under 220 right now. The last time I weighed myself, I lost 7 pounds. I'm 5'9.5", measurements 46, about 36, 46, okay? So I got this little fan, which perfectly matches with the mandarin dress, but this is not from Shein. I'm sure they have them there. I've seen them, but this is from Dollar Tree, and it just happened to match. So just because I'm a cornball at times and I'm goofy, I said when I got my mandarin dress, I was going to get on TikTok and do the Megan Thee Stallion Mamushi dance. And yes, that's an old song, but I'm old, so I'm kind of late doing these little trends, these little challenges. And I've been having my own personal challenges. But yes, one more time so you guys can see. Remember this detailing. Do not pull it down too much, okay? Turn it around. It is very short. So also proceed with caution if something drops. Okay, all right, guys, turn all the way around so you guys can see. All right, on to the next one. Oh yeah, so just to add this in most of my previous videos, not that you care, but sometimes I like a little input, a little interaction. I usually do honey blonde, but the last 3 months I decided to do something different and go dark, and I'm actually feeling it. I always was like, oh, honey blonde looks better on me, but I'm actually feeling this dark hair. I'm feeling a little sexier. I said, I turned 47 and I said, let me try something different. Next is the lip shade. I might go a little different with the lip shade, but not for too long, just trying it out. But anyway, let me know in the comments. Do you prefer the honey blonde from my previous videos, or do you prefer the darker and mysterious? Let me know, guys. Don't be shy. Bye. All right, so before we get into this dress, which is kind of a fail, let's talk about this warning that I spoke about in the beginning of the video. So about a month ago, maybe a little over a month ago, I ordered a asymmetrical red blazer, sequins on one side, regular fabric on the other. Very pretty. So you guys can know exactly what I'm talking about. So I have a pink one like it and a black one. So this is the pink one that I ordered from another seller on Shein almost 2 years ago. No problems whatsoever. I love it. The seller was responsible, whatever. But you know, as you guys know, that on Shein there are different sellers. Just like with AliExpress and all those other ones, there are different sellers. So there was another seller that had this in red. And here's what happened. So it actually showed that it was a US warehouse. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to get this quickly. And then it took forever to move throughout the system, which I thought was very weird because it's coming from a US warehouse. So then what ended up happening is I wasn't home, but it doesn't make a difference because Shein always leaves stuff in front of my door or downstairs, which is kind of stupid. But anyway, it said undeliverable. So I thought, let me check my address. Address correct, everything, which I already knew, but sometimes you got to double check, check your stuff. Everything was correct. So I complained to Shein and they resent another one. So the first one went back, returned to sender. They sent another one out. And again, it moved slowly through the system. I feel like it even came to New York and then went to another warehouse in another state, which I thought was very odd. Now this day I'm home. And then we're talking maybe 3 weeks later. Something I should have had like 3 weeks ago when I attended an event. Second time around, same thing happened. Undeliverable, return to sender. So I came to the conclusion, and this seller, I will put the name up, the screenshot of this seller, so you guys can see, do not buy from them. I came to the conclusion that this seller is scamming people because it seems like they're fairly new on Shein, okay? And it seems like what they're doing is they're obviously getting your money before they ship the item out, right? If they are shipping it out. And then they're sending it out, maybe not putting the correct address on there so that it won't get delivered. So they basically have your money, but they still have their item because their item is going to come back to them if your address is not correct. And it's not on you. I think they're putting the incorrect address on purpose. I can't pronounce the name of the company. I think it's SOCHA something, but I will post it up there as I'm editing so you guys can see. So you guys will be able to see it. Do not, I repeat, do not order from them. Very bad. It's just scamming people. But for reference, it was a red version of this, which is beautiful, and I'm just sorry I didn't get it. So unfortunately, I had to get it from another seller, and it's not exactly the same. But let's get on to this dress. All right, so as I was saying before, something weird happened with my notifications. So this dress, not really feeling it that much. I actually ordered it in the beginning of the summer, but I'm just getting around to talking about it. All right, so it's cute because of this little detailing right here. If you have wide shoulders like I do, I don't feel like it's that flattering because I always feel like things that I don't know what they call this style of dress, one shoulder, I guess. It just makes you look wider, but that's not my biggest issue. I believe this is a 0XL. I will put it in the comments. I'm sorry, in the description. But I'm having a hard time. Like, this is a 2-person job to zip this up because of how flimsy the zipper is. And yes, I could stand to lose a couple more pounds. Even though I've already lost a little, I need to lose more. But the point is, if this was another item in the same size, I would have fitted most likely. But some sellers on their things are made very cheaply and they're cut really small. So this is one of them that's cut a little small. Zipper is very flimsy, but you guys can see the detailing. My hair is hiding it. Okay, cute, but it's kind of short. Okay, and have a hard time zipping this up. Okay, so I'm just going to hang on to it because I'm way past the window of return until I lose a little bit more weight. I'm not going to cry about it, but I want to let you guys know that if you get this dress, if you are thicker than me, it ain't gonna work. And I'm not being mean, I'm just letting you guys know. All right, guys, on to the next one. All right, let's change the theme a little bit. I've been doing like a lot of, fancy dresses or sexy dresses. So I decided to switch over to a shirt now. So this shirt, this blouse from Shein, okay, mesh, as you guys can see, with rhinestones all over. The back actually doesn't have rhinestones, okay, but the front detailing does. So obviously, as you guys can see, this is mesh all the way through. So unless you are in Vegas, you're not wearing this without a bra. Some people may actually not even be comfortable wearing this with a bra only. Some people may want to wear a tank top underneath. But I'm going to be a bit daring, and I'm going to wear a bra. Not this bra, but when I decide to wear it, I'm going to have a better, more supportive bra than the one I'm currently wearing. But anyway, this is a 0XL. So I always say this, and I know you guys are probably tired of hearing that. It's like a broken record, but I always say that so you guys can be aware. Not every size 0XL on Shein is created equal. So I've had 0XLs that doesn't fit. This is a 0XL, and I'm actually able to get it on. Now, it does seem like that kind of material that rides up a bit, so if you want to size up, just so it doesn't ride up as much, you can size up. But if you, want to stick to your size or the 0XL, if you have my dimensions and height, you can do that as well. So I'm going to turn it around so you guys can see your everything. If you wear this, just know, you can't be shy because it's mesh. You have a little back fat, it's going to show. Your bra is going to show. Just letting you guys know. All right. But anyway, this is pretty much it. Here's the detailing if you guys want to see it close. But it has a high neckline, so that's cool. You can pair it with skirt, leggings, jeans. That's the beauty of a shirt like this. Now this skirt, I know this has nothing to do with this shirt, but I actually added this detailing. So if you guys want a tutorial on how to add fringe to your plain old black skirt, let me know in the comments, all right? On to the next one. All right, guys, so I don't know because not many of you watched my other video. Ooh, but my last video, I was very frustrated because I had these jeans in a size 0XL, which always brings me back to what I always say about the sizes not being created equally. And I remember I threw the jeans on the side and I was like, epic fail because they didn't fit. So I returned those, okay? And I sized up one size, okay? And I didn't actually take them out the bag until now. They've been sitting in my drawer for like 3 months. Because I was just like, I don't even want to try them on because I'm like, they probably still won't fit. Because between that time and this time, I've only lost about 8 pounds. But, much to my surprise, let me back up. The size 14 fits. Okay, so let me get into the detailing and then I'll talk about the way it fits. So this is, as you guys can see, around the zipper area, there's rhinestones, okay? And there's an opening right here at the upper thigh part. Shein has been known to have some very interesting jeans. So if you like your jeans, a little sassy, not too plain and corny, Shein is the place to go. That and Fashion Nova, but it has this opening, this detailing right here. Okay, it's a kind of a dark blue denim. I'm turning it around so you guys can see. All right. Now, here's the thing with the fit. So remember the 0XL didn't fit me, and I'm like roughly about 220. Like I said, I might be a little less. I'm not gonna weigh myself. Next time that I come back and I do another haul, you guys will know my updated weight. But just say between 215 and 220 right now. Okay, you cannot, if you have my dimensions and you're my height, you cannot get the 0XL. With the 1XL, which is what this is, which is equivalent to a 14 on Shein, you will probably be able to fit it, but you have no room to gain weight. Just letting you guys know. So if you get these and you think, it's the holidays, fuck it, I'm gonna eat, and I'm gonna eat too, but I'm still gonna be a little bit mindful. You can't get these and think that you're gonna gain 10 pounds. There's no room, as you guys can see right here, especially in the waist, because I tend to be a little thick in the waist. Sorry about that. So my last video, like my phone is acting up. If I get a notification, it throws everything off. But anyway, as I was saying, you can't, there's no room with the 14 if you're my size and my height to gain anything. There's no give in the waist. There's a little give here because it's opening, there's an opening, but there's no give in the waist. So if you think you're gonna be drinking a lot of alcohol, whatever, and you might gain a few pounds, you better size up to a 2XL, okay? Just letting you guys know. So again, let's back up so you guys can see the detailing, but I'm happy this one actually fits me. I didn't think it would because it's only one size larger. And yeah, I was gonna say something else, but you know, I got the brain fog right now. 47-year-old bullshit. But anyway, guys, on to the last item. All right. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. So Shein and denim is very tricky. So you have to be careful with Shein and denim. I don't really have usually good luck with Shein and denim. So just letting you guys know, if you decide to get anything denim off of Shein, fit may be a little weird and you may have to send stuff back. Just letting you guys know. Bye. All right, my bad, guys. I thought I had one more outfit to show you guys. I actually had two more. So let me tuck this chain in so you guys can see the detailing. All right, so this is a sweater. It's cold here in New York, but you know, you want to be warm, but you don't want to sacrifice fashion. Nothing wrong with being plain, but I'm not plain. I don't like basic, so I like to be a little extra at times. So this is a sweater, yes, but it has pearl detailing along the neckline. Very pretty. As you guys can see, like the pattern, the way the pattern comes out, the pearls, very pretty. And then on the sleeves, there's even pearls. Like, I would say, you know, depending upon your job, you can wear this to work because you're not showing anything. But some people are really conservative and they're like, you know, I'll only wear this to go out, and that's fine. You know, not everything is for everybody, but I would personally wear this to work because, yeah, that's just me. I'm a little extra and I don't feel like it shows anything. But let me back up so you guys can see now. Again, let's go back to the sizing. This is a 0XL and it fits. It fits. Okay, so you always want, and this is something that I didn't mention in the other videos, is you always want to look at the reviews. Let me turn this camera a bit. You always want to look at the reviews because the reviews will help you kind of gauge if, you know, you should go with a 0XL, a 1XL, you know, a 2XL. If you think you're in between sizes, you know, those reviews, people will let you know if they're cut small. So anyway, back to the shirt. This is typical sweater material, but as you guys can see, very pretty with the pearl detailing, okay? And it stops about right here. You go to the back. There's no detailing on the back, but this is perfect to pair like with a skirt like this, which I accessorized, you know, with my little fringe. Or you can wear it with jeans. This is another one of those things you can wear with jeans, leggings, skirt. Very versatile. It's very comfy. Okay, and there's really nothing else to say about this. It fits beautifully, so I highly recommend this sweater. On to the last one, finally. All right, finally. So before I go on, let me just say this, because I know some of you are like, why the hell is she wearing a light colored bra underneath this shirt? So honestly, this is just me being lazy. When I wear this, when I go out or wherever I'm going to wear it, I will not be wearing this color bra. In fact, I don't even think I'm going to do the bra. I think I'm just going to wear a tank shirt, well, a bra and a tank shirt. I was only really feeling the whole bra thing underneath the other shirt with the rhinestones on it. So anyway, before you jump in the comments and try to, you know, get on me, come at me. Anyway, so this shirt is mesh, as you guys can see. All right, floral detailing. I decided to try something a little different. I'm trying a lot of things a little differently, you know, than my normal style. Next is the lipstick, but that's going to be a little bit harder. Just, you know, I don't know. Turned 47. I said, let me, you know, try darker hair. Let me try patterns that I don't normally wear. But anyway, this is mesh detailing, floral print, sizing 0XL. Okay, so again, 0XL I think for the most part, with most 0XLs on Shein, if you have my height and my size, I'm over 200, but I'm like teetering between 215 and 220. You know my measurements already. I think 90% of the stuff on Shein will fit. However, not everything will fit. So you will find yourself in between, thinking in between 0 or 1. And this is not to forget about my ladies who, sorry about that, that happened again with my notifications. This is not forgetting about my ladies who may be larger than a 14, that may be in the 3XL, but just a 16, or the 4XL. I think it goes up to maybe 5 or 6 on Shein. It's not to forget about you guys. It's just because the same thing applies. Some of you may be 14 and then you realize, you know, the 14 fits, but you know, most of the stuff. But then you realize in 10% of the stuff it doesn't, so you may need to size up. So just always keep that in mind with Shein. But let's finish seeing the detailing of this, okay? So it's mesh all the way through. Again, if you're uncomfortable with mesh, this is not the shirt for you. But you can always wear a tank shirt underneath. So that's not a big deal. But I like the fit. The fit is very nice. It feels very comfy. It's not itchy. You see the neckline is high. I think it's really cute. You know, it's kind of good for a date night. However you want to dress it, you know. Again, you can wear it with jeans. You can wear it with a skirt. I love it. Okay. Now, in closing, I want to say that Shein is changing. Okay, and this is not me crapping on Shein because I love Shein. I think if you want to get things that are unique, you know, because Amazon, I love Amazon, but certain things you type in the search bar you can't find. Shein has things that are kind of unique, as well as Fashion Nova. So I'm not here to crap on Shein, but Shein is changing. Things are getting pricier. Things are not coming on time. Things are, as I said earlier in my warning, things are not being delivered, which was basically a company that I think is a scam. Okay, so just beware and be mindful that when you place your next Shein order, you know, I'm not saying you're going to get scammed, because you see all the things that I'm trying on today, I actually received them, but some of them were not without snafus. You know, took a long time. You know, I even had some tile, which I don't feel like showing you guys the tile, right? I ordered tile off of Shein, and I think one day it said it was undeliverable, but that one actually came the next day. So just letting you know, things are getting pricier, things are taking longer to come, and things of that nature. And because Shein are not screening some of their sellers, you may run into 1 or 2 scammers. Not a lot. I don't want you guys to get turned off because I love Shein, but just letting you guys know, putting it out there. So this wraps up. This concludes my Shein haul. I don't know when I'll be doing another one, but if you guys, you know, are interactive and you comment, and I will be turning the comments over this one, and you know, you like, maybe I'll actually do another one soon. Maybe that'll motivate me. And one more thing before I go. So, as I always put it out there, I don't know why I do, I'm over 40, and I've been hit with some crazy symptoms. So I will be sharing a video for my ladies that are over 40 that may be experiencing some weird symptoms. It's about perimenopause. So stay tuned for that. I will do a couple other ones, the one I've already done, so you guys can see and maybe have some insight as to what you can do, and you know that you're not alone. All right. And I'm not forgetting about my younger ladies either, but this is a video for all the ladies, basically. All right, guys, until the next one, take care. Happy holidays. Like, comment, subscribe.